What is up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia, and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday, a spot where I get Scentsy reviews out to you guys based on your votes from the previous week. And this week we are covering 4 scents because I was on vacation last week. As I film this video, it is Monday at approximately 6 o'clock at night, which is probably the latest I've ever filmed a Tester Tuesday. They're doing blasting in the lot next to our building, so it is very loud, and I missed my time in the morning to film the video. And if I look tired, it's because I just got home from work. And if it's noisy, I apologize because my family's right next door making a racket. All right, let's talk about our first place scent from the week. It is Hollow Harvest. This one had 31% of the vote. I would put this in the woods category. And it is from the Gordy Goodness Wax Collection, which is based off of Pumpkin Roll. It is part of an LTO, which is that limited time offer term. Only available in a 5-pack bundle, or you can put it individually in your Scentsy club. And the color is a really interesting color. It's almost this brown, very dark brownish color. I like the color. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, smoked embers and vanilla beans flicker inside a hand-carved pumpkin. Now on cold sniff, I got a masculine twinge of cologne vibe. I must say, I don't really get that when I warm it, or even after I've smelled it for a little bit. There is something different about this scent. This scent reminds me of something I would smell from woodwick candle. And maybe it's because woodwicks have that flicker, and you get a little tiny bit of smokiness with the scent. Maybe that's why it reminds me. I don't know. The other thing is, I think Lacey from Morrison Blue would like this type of scent. It just seems like her kind of scent. She really likes those Halloween, dark, and earthy scents. I think she would like this. So Lacey, if you're watching this video, let me know if you like it. I'm going to try to describe this. I feel like this is a little bit hard to describe, and it's not totally in my scent wheelhouse, but I'm going to do my best to kind of portray what I get. I have some notes written down. I say it's kind of a little bit resinous and earthy. Almost smells like that expensive wood, like you're walking in a furniture store that had to kind of provide a scent to their store, and this might be something that they would put in. Now, in saying that, there's almost like a powdery, sweet spiciness, but not, almost more like, you know the scent Blue Sugar and Vendor Wax? Well, you might not know Blue Sugar and Vendor Wax. It's a little bit of like a masculine cologne-y kind of scent, but it's like dusty and powdery and warm, and almost like there's patchouli and something that gives it a lot of earthy depth. It's almost like there's something like that in here. I'm not saying blue sugar, but there's something like a blue sugar derivative in here. It has a unique characteristic that reminds me of those unique characteristics that you would get in scents like Stargazing or Midnight Masquerade. I'm not saying it smells like Stargazing. I am not saying it smells like Masquerade, but you know how those two scents have their own little niche of specialty, and this kind of falls in that as well. Hard to describe, complex, earthy, tiny bit smoky. I don't know if I really get pumpkin. I don't know if I get smoked embers per se. I really don't know if I get vanilla bean, but I definitely get like an earthy, smoky, mysterious, resinous, calming, sultry, chill kind of scent. Okay, so now that I've rambled, okay, let's talk about performance, because this scent is super long lasting for me, and maybe it's because I just like it. I don't love it, but in Erica's room, we're on the end of the 6th day. The end of the 6th day. Now, in saying that, I would say at max it was 7 out of 10, and as the days went on, it didn't really dip dramatically, but I would say after today I'm changing it. I can still kind of smell it a little bit, but I'm changing it. In the kids' bathroom, it was around 6 out of 10, sometimes maybe getting close to a 7 at its max, and sometimes early on I felt like it was a little inconsistent, but then it just kind of settled into its groove. I left it going there for 4 days, I think, and then I took the wax there because it still had scent, and I merged it with Erica's room. So technically Erica started out with 3 cubes, and by the end of it she had 5 cubes. And Erica's room, it just knocked it out of the park there. So I think because of how well it did in Erica's room, I would say if you have a bedroom, this would be a great scent. You could probably put it on and have it last at least half the week. If not, you might be able to stretch it to the whole week. That might be pushing it. Depends on how many warmers and how much wax you use. I think this would be great for someone that likes those earthy, complex, deep, resinous almost like a sandalwood characteristic. This would be up your alley, but also if you're someone that likes to put your wax in and then let it go for days and you don't have to think about it, this would be a good one to pick up. So, like I said, I'm not sure if I really get much pumpkin with this, and I don't know if I've described it very well, but what I will say is I did like it so much better on warm than on cold. Will I repurchase it? This year, I don't think I will, but if this returns, which I think it stands a great chance at returning, hearing people's feedback and seeing what the performance is like, if this returns, I will definitely pick up one a season probably. So that is Hollow Harvest. Now, I will say, sorry, before I branch off into the other scents, I actually surveyed my family on all four scents this week, and I asked my husband, my daughter, and Ryan, okay? So Hollow Harvest got 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, and 4 out of 10. Those were the scores. If you need to know specifics of who scored what, let me know. All right, let's talk about scent number 2 this week. It is Spiced and Spirited. This one had 21% of the vote. It's this baby. If you've had a breastfed baby, you know this color. It's this really hard to describe brownish orange wax. And I would say on cold snip, it's between medium and medium plus. And it's part of the Gordy Goodness collection. And I would put this in the spice category. So Scentsy says, delight in hearty pumpkin, brown sugar, and a splash of smooth bourbon. All right, this reminds me of, I definitely get the brown sugar. That's what I smell on cold sniff. And when you put it in the warmer, I feel like that's what you get the most of first. And it reminds me of the brown sugar when you take one of those ceramic brown sugar savers. You know, it's like a ceramic disc. You soak it in water, you put it in the brown sugar. Sometimes when you take those out, there's like wet brown sugar crystals stuck to it. That's kind of what this smells like. Now take that and add in some complex spices. And I think the spice I'm getting is maybe Chinese 5 spice or allspice, or even a tiny bit of a savory lean to the spice. Because this reminds me a lot of when you walk into the bulk barn here in Canada. I don't know how far into Canada the bulk barn goes, but there's an area where you can buy spices in bulk. And when you're just standing in that zone, this is the scent that you get. And I think what's happening is those spices are probably the spiced part, but they're also coming from the spirited part, which is the bourbon. And bourbon has a lot of complex, spicy undertones. And it's almost like you're making a hard sauce, which is, I think, like a brown sugar, buttery sauce that you could put on like bread puddings and stuff. But anyway, picture you're making like a brown sugar sauce. You got butter, brown sugar. There's a lot of brown sugar in there, so it's very crystally. And then you pour in a splash of bourbon, the alcohol evaporates, and you put in a little tiny bit of like something like a Chinese 5 spice powder, which has a lot of different complexities, and some of them are a little more savory and some of them are a little more sweet. So that's what I get. That's what I get with this. So I would describe it as a heavy and rich scent because of that brown sugar. And the butter, if there is butter, it doesn't smell like popcorn butter. It's a really nicely well done butter, in my opinion. So I warmed this in my entranceway, which is a Fish in the Sea mini warmer, and I usually just describe that one as average or below average, etc. I would say it was around average, maybe slightly above average in its throw, and I left it going 3 days, and it's very, very light on the 3rd day, and I leave that one going 24/7 just to kind of illuminate the hallway. So because I only had 1 bar, I said I'm going to use my other 6 cubes in my open area. So in my open area, I would say it was about a 7 out of 10 at its max. I left it going 2 days. I would say on the 2nd day, it was more like about 3 to 4. This was definitely one that you could smell, and it was a very pleasant smell, and I did enjoy it. I think there was another scent that I warmed in the past called Spice Bazaar, and this, like the spices in this reminded me a little bit. The Spice Bazaar scent, if you've had experience with it, which was very old, so I don't know if you would have. That one, I don't remember it being sweet the way this one is, so it was like that scent plus brown sugar. I'd say you could probably warm this in a medium space. You could test it out in a big area. If you find it a little too strong, actually putting it in a big area might help kind of like chill it out a little bit and relax the scent notes. But I enjoyed this. I would definitely warm it in my open area again. And I think I would probably repurchase it again. Now, what I might do differently is I would probably mix it with vanilla bean buttercream just to switch it up, because I'm a vanilla girl and I think I would just really enjoy it mixed with vanilla bean buttercream. So let's talk about the family rating for this one. So this one came in 2nd place with the voters. And The numbers out of 10 were 6 out of 10 with the term no thanks, 2 out of 10, and another 2 out of 10. One family member said, it doesn't smell nice, it's too spicy for me. So 6, 2, and 2. Not great with the family, but I enjoyed it. So would I repurchase it? I think so. If it comes back next year, I will definitely repurchase one. I don't think I need to repurchase this year though. So that is Spiced and Spirited. All right, let's talk about our third place scent for the week. It is Minions Banana. Now, I'm not going to surprise you and tell you I haven't seen the Minions, any of the Minions related movies, but I have not. This one had 70% of the vote. It's this beautiful bright yellow colored wax, which is my favorite. On Cold Sniff, it's between medium and medium plus, and it's an LTO, which is limited time offer, which means it's only going to be here for a short time, then it'll be gone. I would put this in the fruity section. And remember, it's a licensed bar, which means it's $1 more per bar. So, the scent description says, get excited. Candied bananas with a touch of creamy vanilla and lush palm is sugary, sweet, and irresistible. All right, this is an artificial banana scent. There's no way of getting around many banana scents being artificial. So does this smell like banana Laffy Taffy or Runts or whatever? I feel like when I smell this, it's a mixture of banana Laffy Taffy in my brain plus a banana popsicle. That's kind of what I get. There's not a whole lot to say, but there's definitely some changes that come along as this one's warming. So let's talk about it. So I put it in. I put 4 cubes here in my bedroom. I'll explain what's happening here in a second. I put 4 cubes into my bedroom. I put it in at noon. It was between 8:30 and 9. It was just thrown like a beast. And I think around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we took the boys over to get ice cream. And Ryan walked in the room and he was like, oh, there's a lot of banana. I don't think he was a fan. And I said, yeah, you're getting bombarded with banana. He's like, yes. So I think when we came home around 4, that's when I started not noticing the strength as well. So I feel like the intensity in that banana, it's there for maybe 3 to 4 hours and then it starts to change. So what I felt like around the 8 hour, because sometimes I just leave things. I'll just leave it. Around the 8-hour mark, I remember I walked in. So I put 2 cubes here in my bedroom and 2 cubes in my bathroom, and I leave the bathroom door open. So I walked into the bathroom and I'm like, I smell, I have written down, I smelled the lush greens. And I'm like, that's really weird. I didn't really smell much banana, but I smelled this lush green vanilla-y kind of tone. And then later on that night, when I was kind of falling asleep, and I'm like, I smell a beautiful vanilla. So I kind of really enjoyed this. It was a strange scent, but I definitely enjoyed it. By the way, obviously I'm very talkative, so apologize for that. Okay, so then I thought to myself, let me tell you the family ratings, because that kind of played in how I strategized this week. My husband rated this 8 out of 10. He loved it. Ryan said it's actually not too bad, so it was 6 out of 10. And my daughter said, ew, and she said it's 0 out of 10. So I had an 8, a 0, and a 6. What I'll do is at the end of the video, I'm going to put some mix suggestions, because I went on Instagram and I said, give me some mix suggestions for this. And a lot of people had great suggestions. And you're going to see one suggestion, and it's from my daughter, and see if you can pick that one out. But that's what I decided to do. I decided, well, Ryan was just okay with it. I already warmed it in our bedroom. Erica definitely didn't like it. So I thought, well, maybe I'll mix it, because I think a lot of people are going to mix this scent rather than warm it on its own. Or maybe they're going to warm it on its own, but it's obviously a good option to mix it. So at first the comments that were coming through were sugared strawberry, sugared strawberry, sugared strawberry. So that's what I went with. I had some testers, so I took the equivalent of 1.5 cubes of banana and 1.5 cubes worth of sugared strawberry. I mixed them in the same warmers. I put some in the full size, some in the mini. I walked into the boys' room and all I could smell was sugared strawberry. I was shocked. I thought this was going to overtake the sugared strawberry. It totally did not. So I do not recommend mixing these two, because you're only going to smell sugared strawberry if you pick up things the way I pick up things. But it was about an 8 out of 10, and I left it going 2 days. 100% I said sugared strawberry. So if you're going to warm this, I think it's going to be a good mixer, but you're going to want to try different mixes. So stay tuned to the end of the video. I will put them up kind of like one after another, or whatever I'll do. I'll do something so you can see the mix suggestions. But I think I'm personally going to try mixing it with vanilla bean buttercream, because, or even I think crazy coconut would be great, because it might be like a coconut cream kind of pie filling. I think that would be great. I think you should probably stick to areas that you're going to be around for a short time and then just enjoy it, because the intensity of the banana is out at the beginning and then it changes and it's more of a gentle scent after that. Now, in the comments, people have asked me, how does this compare to Bananarama and how does this compare to bananas? I would say this is maybe stronger than both, but I honestly cannot comment because I don't remember those scents the greatest. I think in the last Bring Back My Bar, I actually sold my bananas bar, so I didn't really revisit it, but I would say this is stronger, but all those scents to me don't last very long. But anyway, that's my take on Minions Banana. Will I repurchase it? I've already repurchased 2, and I will finish off these wax cubes probably by the end of the month and then just slowly work through the other ones as a mix, so that it was a nice one. I enjoyed it. It's bananas, or banana. All right, let's talk about our 4th scent for the week. It is Very Good Pumpkin. This one had 15% of the vote. It's almost this pretty plum colored wax, maroon colored wax. On cold nip on the top, I would say it's light, but on the bottom, it's about a medium. So when I smell it like this, it's light, and when I smell the bottom of the cube, it's medium. It's part of the Gordy Goodness wax collection. I would say this is the fruity section. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, prize-winning pumpkin infused with sun-ripened berries and autumn spices. All right, I think this is a fruity scent because I get mostly fruit, but there are 2 other things, and one I get much better than the other. So we'll talk about the fruit first. I feel like they say sun-ripened berry. I definitely say that's a great description because it does smell a little bit tangy and bright, kind of like it's juicy and bright. Now the tone of this, most berry scents could be very heavy and saturated, and they're kind of thick and they're just like in the room. This is kind of a little bit more like airy and easygoing. It reminds me of the scent of spiced berries, but the tone of snow-kissed cranberry, that airy tone. And I think what's happening is the pumpkin, which I can't differentiate that it's pumpkin, but something is coming in there and it's like chilling out the berries. And I think it's the pumpkin. So do I get pumpkin? I don't think so, but I think it's in there doing something. I definitely get autumn spices. I think what I'm getting is like a shimmery cinnamon. I'm going to call it shimmery because it does feel kind of fancy and airy and gentle, but it's still a little zing. You definitely get a little zing. But together, it's kind of a nice combination. Now, when I put in the warmers, I kind of got like somewhat inconsistent throws on day 1, but I left it going 2 days in both spots. So let's talk about that. I warmed it here in my bedroom. I have maximum strength of throw was between 6 and 7 out of 10. I would say closer to 7. But sometimes I would walk in and I could smell it so obvious, and sometimes I couldn't. And I was like, that is very weird. And then as time went on, I felt like I could smell it more consistently. So I don't know why that was. Then I decided to warm 3 cubes in my kid's bedroom, my boy's bedroom. I have a note it was between 6 and 7 out of 10 at its maximum. I left it going 2 days. I would say that the second day was maybe about a 3 out of 10, 3 to 4. I think if you're someone that likes, for some reason, my brain keeps going to that Joy and Wonder scent and that spiced berry scent, but the tone of it reminds me of a snow-kissed cranberry. And there might be cranberry in here, but it's not the heavy cranberry. It's the light and airy one. I think small to medium spaces for this. I don't think you should warm this in an open layout. I don't think it'd be strong enough. My family ratings for Very Good Pumpkin were 7 out of 10 with an all right, 5.5 out of 10. Someone said hard to smell. And the other one said 7 out of 10, and they had to smell it multiple times to give me that rating. Sorry, I've got a coughing fit going on. Would I repurchase this? No. It's not that it was bad. I'm just happy with I call this a one and done. I'm happy with it. It was okay. I've enjoyed it. I've moved on. If it came back in future years, I don't think I would pick it up. But if it showed up in a whiff box or something, I would be happy to melt it. So it was, instead of very good, I would say it was very okay. So Very Good Pumpkin. All right, let's move to the portion of the video where I'm going to present to you some scents and you guys are going to vote. If you're new to my channel, please pick. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been talking so much, my throat is going dry. If you're new to my channel, please pick 2 different scents by early Wednesday morning. Put your votes down in the YouTube comment section. If you can't vote on YouTube, find me on Instagram, put your 2 votes there. If you've made it this far, please give me a thumbs up because I love you if you've made it this far. I usually don't swear in my videos, but this is truly a shit show. So anyway, scent number 1 is going to be the reject scent from last week that didn't do very well. And it is from the Gordy Goodness Wax Collection. It is Pumpkin Sticky Bun. That is scent number 1. And of course, I can't just present to you the other scents because I don't have them. They're supposed to come tomorrow. My new releases in my Harvest collection. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just, for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to throw in the Harvest Collection wax bars because I don't have anything. So scent number 2 is Apple Spice Season. Scent number 3 is Berry Apple Shortbread. Scent number 4 is Cinnamon Woods. Scent number 5 is Peaks and Pines. And scent number 6 is Sparkling Spiced Citrus. I'm gonna just point out a couple of things I forgot to tell you. With the Gordy Goodness Wax Collection bars being based off pumpkin roll, I can honestly say I don't really see pumpkin roll in any of those 3. So maybe Spice and Spirited, the spicy part, is similar but different. I'm just not sure. It is not technically a Scentspiration, so maybe that is why. Don't forget, I'm going to include the pictures for the scent options for banana. I'd like to wish you a great day in your neck of the woods. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe and the bell. You'll be notified when I post videos. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next one.